Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jaime Sotomayor, certified federal interpreter, already sworn today.
Thank you. We're just waiting for him to walk in the courtroom.
We're connected, Your Honor.
All right, good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Máximo Carranza. Máximo Carranza.
Maximo Carranza.
Mr. Carranza, you're here for initial appearance in two cases, 2021 CT 4493 and 4494.
Okay.
You had previously failed to appear for your arraignment on charges of operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license and leaving the scene of an accident. Bonds have been set at $500 on each case. This was an arraignment, so we'll enter a plea of not guilty. I'll appoint the public defender in both cases, and we'll set for the pretrial conference in Division 80.
Failure to appear. He failed to appear.
I think it's just a failure to appear.
It was a failure to appear at an arraignment. So instead of resetting an arraignment, we'll just reset it for a pretrial.
Division 80, pretrial is May 25th at 9 o'clock in courtroom 9.
And Your Honor, he does have an ICE hold.
Okay, sir. And also understand that if you post the bond, there is an immigration hold. I'll appoint the public defender in both cases. All right, I think that's all we have. Thank you, Mr. Interpreter.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Your name, please?
Anthony.
Trill, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for trespass after warning. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
And state did convey an offer to Mr. Hill of an adjudication, credit for time served of 2 days, and no return to the 7-Eleven at 5284 South OBT.
Yes, ma'am.
Misdemeanor playable.
Sounds like a pretty good fair.
It's probably Your Honor, I did not have a chance to speak with him. The attorney on the out on bond had some issues with competency concerns, so I didn't want to resolve his case.
All right, I'll take no action on the out on bond. I'll appoint the public defender and stay the bond at $500 on the new case with the order that you not return to that 7-Eleven on South Orange Blossom Trail where you got arrested. Good luck, sir. Mental,
It's will waive.
okay, mental health. I'll appoint the public defender on Raheem Armstrong, stay the bonds 500 on count 1, 500 on count 2, 5,000 on count 3, with the order not to possess any weapons or firearms. No contact with any witness in the case. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
My name is Stone Edward S. Stock.
Mr. Stock, you're here for initial appearance and arrested for criminal mischief of more than $1,000. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. State the bond at $1,000. I'm going to order you have no contact with any victim or witness in this case while this matter is pending.
Can we skip Ms. Smith and Ms. Carlock?
We're still going to call them. Okay, yeah, that's not a problem. All right, so Smith will skip, and then Carlock also will skip. We'll readdress shortly. Okay. All right, sir, you can step up. Good afternoon. Your name, please?
Tyler Gene Fight.
Fight, you're here for an arraignment on a charge of trespass in a structure. The Office of the Public Defender was previously appointed to represent you.
And state did convey an offer of an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, no return to the Lynx bus station at 455 North Garland,
Oh, right.
and cost of investigation of $60.
And we're gonna, we're gonna enter a plea of not guilty.
Enter a plea of not guilty and set for the pretrial conference, Division 83.
It's gonna be June 12th at 8:30 in courtroom 6C.
All right. Good luck, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Stephen Haddon, Stephen Mark Haddon.
Thank you, Mr. Haddon. You're here for an arraignment. You've been charged with trespass in an occupied structure, and the Office of the Public Defender is previously appointed to represent you.
And state did convey an offer to Mr. Haddon of an adjudication, credit for time served, and no return to the McDonald's at 6875 Sand Lake Road.
And he would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Haddon, I'm handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the charge of trespass in a structure. Understand you be adjudicated guilty, be given credit for the 25 days you've served in jail, be ordered not to return to that McDonald's, and pay the costs, and I'll give you time to get that, paid. That'll resolve this matter, and you'll be released on this case today. Okay, holding up the plea form has your name at the top. Is that your signature at the bottom?
Sir.
Okay. To that charge of trespass in an occupied structure, how do you plead? Guilty or no contest?
No contest.
No contest.
I'll accept no contest. Adjudicate you guilty, credit for 25 days, order you not to return to the McDonald's 6875 Sand Lake Road. Give you 350 days to pay the cost. Understand if you go back to that McDonald's, you're just going to get rearrested, so you don't,
No problem.
yeah, you don't want to go back.
I went back to McDonald's.
All right,
I went because that's.
all right. Good luck, you have 30 days to appeal.
Your Honor.
Yes. Downtown Court, okay. And London Johnson?
Because
We didn't need London.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, so on the defense, do you want to reset Ms. Oxyzuis, if I'm saying that right? Downtown court, or just set it for the, set it for an in-jail arraignment, or you want to set it for a pretrial?
I'm not sure what she's downtown for, but there was an offer to resolve this case, Your Honor, so could we reset it?
Okay.
for
All right,
tomorrow?
we'll reset it for arraignment tomorrow. All right, Mr. Rivera, step up. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Afternoon, Robert Rivera, Roberto Rivera, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Rivera. You're here for an arraignment. You've been charged with resisting an officer without violence, and the public defender was previously appointed to represent you.
And we're going to enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay, enter not guilty plea and set for a pretrial, Division 83.
It's gonna be June 12th at 8:30 in courtroom 6C.
Okay.
It would be. Mhm. And I will waive and enter plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
So on Franklin Rule, we'll set for the pretrial, Division 82.
It's gonna be June 8th at 8:30 in courtroom 9B.
Sorry.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Terrio Demetrius Terry.
Mr. Terry, you're here for an arraignment on a city ordinance violation of open container, and the public defender was previously appointed to represent you.
Sir,
You're here for an arraignment on a charge. It's a city ordinance violation of open container. The public defender was previously appointed to represent you.
His last name's Terry?
And he just has an active warrant out of Georgia for probation, but they're not going to violate.
This has been.
I mean, they're not going to extradite, I'm sorry.
They're not going to extradite, okay.
Correct.
Still have a felony charges. I don't know what's going on with that.
Do you have him on the arraignment?
Yeah. Adjudication, the offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served. There's also a $10 filing fee, as well as court costs, and Mr. Terry would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Terry, I'm being handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead to the city ordinance violation, open container. Understanding you'll be adjudicated guilty, be given credit for the 31 days you've served in jail. I'll give you 350 days to pay the cost. That'll resolve this matter today.
I have possession.
Is that what you want to do?
That's not dealt with today. He's only talking about the open container, so you gotta answer this question.
Do you want to resolve this case today?
I can't, I'm not pleading guilty to that. I ain't had no open container, sir.
Okay, it's fine.
So we'll set it, I'll enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, we'll set it for the pretrial, Division 84.
It's gonna be June 22nd at 8:45 in courtroom 4B.
Good luck, sir. All right. All right, good afternoon, ma'am. Your name, please?
Smith, Tatiana Smith.
All right, Ms. Smith, you're here for initial appearance on 5 cases. Okay. 4 cases are for failing to appear for court dates. And on each one of those cases, the bond is set at none. I'm going to stay those bonds at none. I'll appoint the public defender in all cases.
Your Honor, on case 2021 MM 3919, that failure to appear, the judge put PTR, but she doesn't qualify.
Yeah,
Can we
I'll
delete-
delete the
just keep it
pretrial
none?
release and just, I'll set that bond at $500
Thank you, Judge.
on the MM. You were also arrested for, it looks like, an unauthorized presence in an unoccupied or unfinished building, which is akin to a trespass. It's a city ordinance violation. That bond is set at $250. And I'll appoint the public defender all cases. All right, good afternoon, ma'am. Your name, please?
Monica Carlock.
All right, Ms. Carlock, you're here for an arraignment. This is on a county ordinance violation, treatment of an animal in a neglectful manner. Okay. And this is a notice to appear. You just happen to be here for something else. So We'll enter a denial today, and we'll set for the pretrial Division 81. I'll appoint the public defender.
It's gonna be June 16th at 9 o'clock in courtroom 6B.
I thought I already had a public defender for this case.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
John Edward Brown Jr.
Mr. Brown, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for trespass after warning. I'll appoint the,
Your Honor,
yes.
there is an offer to resolve the case with an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to 1755 North
Econolochatchee.
Trail. And he would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay. All right, Mr. Brown, I'm handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the trespass after warning charge, be adjudicated guilty, credit for 2 days you've served in jail, pay the cost. I'll take no action on the out on bond case. That'll resolve this, and you're not to return to that 7-Eleven. That'll resolve this case today. Is that your understanding? Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Holding up the plea form, has your name at the top. Is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, to that charge of trespass after warning, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept that. I'll adjudicate you guilty, credit for 2 days, order you not to return to that 7-Eleven, 1755 North Econolochatchee Trail, the 7-Eleven. If you go back, you're just going to get rearrested, so don't go back. I'll give you 350 days to pay the costs. I'll take no action on the out on bond. All right, good luck, sir. No.
Your Honor, could we try for tomorrow, and if not, I will waive.
Okay, Carullo will reset for IA tomorrow, possible plea. Good afternoon. Your name, please?
Willie Lee Chastain, sir.
Mr. Chastain, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for resisting an officer without violence.
State did convey an offer of an adjudication and credit for 2, or credit for 1, actually.
And he would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest. Yes,
Willie Chastain?
because my sheet is blank.
We have him on probation.
Yeah.
It's fine. We'll just ask that you set a bond, Your Honor. I don't have anything on my.
Yeah, if you're currently on probation, you don't want to enter a plea because this will violate that probation. So, all right, so you've got a $500 bond, and I'll appoint the public defender. All right. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Excuse me, James Cook.
All right, Mr. Cook, you're here for initial appearance.
And there's no offer at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Cook, you've been arrested for a charge of resisting an officer without violence. Got a $500 bond. You're currently out on, looks like pretrial release on a domestic battery charge.
And the female that's alleged within this affidavit is the same female from the BAT DV. It's out on bond, and that arrest was a week ago on 5/7.
All right, so I'm going to revoke the pretrial release and state what your position are regarding a new bond or,
Well, Your Honor, given the second DCA order, to set it at none, you'd have to get permission
well,
from
it's,
Dennis.
yeah.
So state would just ask for you to set a bond in lieu of the PTR.
Okay, well, regarding where we are right now with that, there's not uniformity in the circuit court, but all the county court criminal judges have agreed and put in writing that they'd give authority for IA judges to modify bonds. So
Your Honor, could
I believe I've got authority, and I'm going to ask your position, but I believe I've got authority to revoke the conditions of release on any misdemeanor, but as of, until I'm told different, the circuit cases, I can't do anything. Or I'm not doing anything on the circuit cases until I hear otherwise. So what's the defense's position?
Your Honor, I would ask that you take no action on the out on bond, or if you are inclined to revoke, that you actually set a bond, revoke pretrial release and set a bond. It appears that during this incident, he was acting erratic, not in the right state of mind. He had just been released from having withdrawals. So I just ask that you consider those factors before revoking the bond and setting him at no bond.
The only thing state would add, Your Honor, is on May 8th, in that BAT DV, there was a no contact order in place for the same female that's allegedly in the new law.
Okay. I'm going to revoke the pretrial release. I'm going to set the bond at none on the DV battery case. I've appointed the public defender to represent you so they can file a bond motion with the judge in that division. You can ask that judge for a bond back.
You can't get out today. Yeah, you revoke the out on bond.
I don't understand.
Call the attorney.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Anthony Davis.
Mr. Davis, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for trespass after warning.
And state day command offered Mr. Davis of an adjudication, credit for 2, and no return.
And he would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Davis, I'm being handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the trespass after warning, be adjudicated guilty, credit for the 2 days you served in jail, order you not to return to the scene and pay the cost. And that'll resolve this matter. You be processed and released on this case today. Is that your understanding? Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Holding up the plea form, it's got your name at the top. Is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes.
Okay. All right, to that charge of trespass after warning, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept your no contest plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, credit for 2 days, order you not to return to that 7-Eleven, 4355 Silver Star Road. Understand, if you go back to the 7-Eleven, you're just gonna get rearrested, so don't return. I'll give you 350 days to pay the cost. You have 30 days to appeal, so you'll be processed and released on this case today. Good luck. No. Good afternoon. Your name, please?
Maya Dawkins.
Ms. Dawkins, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for petty theft.
And state day command offered to Ms. Dawkins of a withhold credit for 2 and no return. However, she also would likely qualify for PTD downtown.
And Your Honor, given that she has little to no criminal history, we would ask for an ROR, being that she would qualify for the pretrial diversion program. She's transient, but she does have a way to keep in contact with her attorney, and she has a phone.
So I'll appoint the public defender. I'll reduce your bond to ROR with the condition that you not return to that 7-Eleven, 124 West Pine Street. Keep in touch with your attorney.
Your Honor, there was also an offer to resolve this case, but I also had a PC challenge. I was gonna ask to have it reset for tomorrow. If not, I will waive the appearance for a possible plea.
All right, yeah, we'll reset for a possible plea tomorrow. Bonded, thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Gerard Pierre Lewis.
All right, Mr. Pierre Lewis, you're here for initial appearance. Okay. Been arrested for open carrying of a weapon or firearm and possession of a firearm or ammunition subject to a domestic violence injunction.
And state did not convey an offer at this time.
He qualifies for pretrial release, Your Honor. We would ask for pretrial release.
State has no objection.
I'll appoint the public defender. I'll release you on pretrial release with the conditions that you abide by any injunction, that you not possess any weapons or firearms
Yes, sir. Thank you.
while this matter's pending, all right? Good luck.
Any contact, Your Honor?
Huh?
Is there any contact? Is there a victim in contact?
That would just be abide by whatever the injunction is, yeah.
Thank you, Judge.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Thomas Porsche.
Mr. Portia, you're here for initial appearance. Been arrested for loitering or prowling and looks like unlawful possession of 4 or fewer IDs. Okay.
There's no offer at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender. Your bond on count 1 is $250. On count 2, it's $500, so a total of $750. And I'm going to order that you not return to the scene where you were, or at least where they were called to. That's the Michael's Arts and Crafts Store, 501 North Orlando Avenue. That appears to be in Maitland.
I understand what you're saying. That's your defense. It wasn't.
Okay, thank you. Velasco Magolon. Calderon is mental health.
Your Honor, I'd ask that it be reset for tomorrow. He actually has an offer to resolve his case. And he doesn't have an attorney.
David Calderon.
Yes, there's
Okay,
an offer.
we'll reset for a possible offer tomorrow.
Same, Your Honor. Offers credit time served.
All right, we'll reset Mr. Ayers for tomorrow. Possible plea. Good afternoon. Your name, sir?
Maurice Brown.
All right, Mr. Brown, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a city ordinance violation, unauthorized presence in an unoccupied or unfinished building.
And there's not an offer at this time, Your Honor.
There's not? Okay. Got a $250 bond. I'll appoint the public defender. Order you not to return to the building at 1029 West Jefferson Street. All right, good luck, sir. Good afternoon. Your name, please?
Michelle Lowe.
Ms. Lowe, you're here for initial appearance. You've also been arrested for a city ordinance violation, unauthorized presence in an unoccupied or unfinished building.
And there's no offer on this one either, Your Honor.
No offer.
Your Honor, Ms. Lowe has no failures to appear. Last conviction was in 2016. I would ask for an ROR. She has no way to pay the bond, but she can keep in contact with the attorney.
State has no objection.
All right, ma'am, I'll ROR you with the condition that you not return to the scene and that you keep in contact with your attorney at the public defender's office.
I'm gonna go home. Thank you.
All right. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Matthew Blake Martinson, Your Honor.
Mr. Martinson, you're here for initial appearance. Been arrested for, it's a city ordinance violation, being in the park after hours.
And state didn't convey an offer at this time as there were alleged drugs that were not charged. So they would just ask that you set a bond.
Okay. All right, I'll appoint the public defender, and the bond's set at $250. All right.
Vincent, sir,
Reset for tomorrow, Your Honor.
All right.
Actually, no, waive. There's mental health issues.
All right, so on Sir, I'll appoint the public defender and we'll stay the bond at, actually, I'll reduce the bond to $250. Order no return to that Wawa on South Orange Avenue, Orlando. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Roderick Wheeler.
Mr. Wheeler, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a city ordinance violation, disorderly conduct.
And state did convey an offer of an adjudication and credit for 2.
You would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest. Your Honor, do you have the last 3 of the case number?
The case number is 23MO678 AO. All right, Mr. Wheeler, I'm being handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the ordinance violation of disorderly conduct, be adjudicated guilty, credit for the 2 days you've served in jail, and pay the costs, and I'll give you time to get those costs paid. That'll resolve the matter. Is that what you want to do? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Wheeler, I'm holding up the plea form. It has your name at the top. Is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, to that charge of disorderly conduct, how do you plead?
Okay.
I'll accept no contest. I'll adjudicate you guilty, credit for 2 days, give you 350 days to pay the cost, got 30 days to appeal, so you'll be processed and released on this case today. All right.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Angel Castaneda Arreola, bonded.
Bonded, thank you. Got a Kelly Cordell. Inmate number 230-124-78.
Bonded, Your Honor.
Bonded, okay, thank you. And you said Josian De Jesus Santana bonded?
Who's that, Judge?
Number 230-124-62.
Bonded.
Bonded, okay. And Nicholas Flynn? Bonded, okay, thank you. All right, good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Robert Jones.
Mr. Jones, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license.
And state did convey an offer on his new law, no valid, and his out on bond Dwillis of an adjudication and credit for both.
And Your Honor, he's would like to only plead to the no valid. He actually is set to get his driver's license this week.
Okay.
And he'll enter a plea of no contest as to the no valid.
All right, Mr. Jones, I'm being handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the operating a motor vehicle, thank you, without a valid driver's license, be adjudicated guilty, be given credit for the 2 days you served in jail, and you pay the costs, and I'll give you time to get the costs paid, and I'll take no action on the case that you're out on bond on. That'll resolve this matter today. Is that your understanding? Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Holding up the plea form has your name at the top. Is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
All right, to that charge of operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept no contest. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for 2 days, give you 350 days to pay the costs. You have 30 days to appeal. I'll take no action on the out on bond. Okay. All right, good luck.
All right, thank you.
All right, good afternoon. Your name, please?
Samantha Bell.
All right, Ms. Bell, you're here for, looks like initial appearance. It's a bond correction on counts. I will appoint the public defender. So you were arrested on 6 charges. You were arrested for carrying a concealed firearm, possession of cocaine with a weapon, possession of methamphetamine with a weapon, possession of less than 20 grams of cannabis, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony. On count one, the bond is $2,500. Count two, the bond is been corrected to $15,000. Count three, the bond is corrected to $15,000. Counts 4 and 5 are stayed at $500 each, and count 6 is $5,000.
And Your Honor, would you consider reducing, if one is set, I think count 2 is set at 15,000, I'd ask that you reduce count 3, maybe 5,000?
I'll reduce count 3 to that, what's on the affidavit, the $2,500.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I am going to order that you not possess any weapons or firearms while this matter is pending.
Defense will waive, Your Honor.
All right, I'll appoint the public defender on DeCosta, stay the bonds at $5,000 and $500 on count 2. Order no return to 5438 International Drive. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Booker T. Davis.
All right, Mr. Davis, you're here for initial appearance. I'm going to appoint the public defender. You've been arrested for robbery by sudden snatching and battery. These bonds are set at $1,000 on count 1, $500 on count 2. I'm going to order that you not return to the Starlight Restaurant, 5233 Old Winter Garden Road, and that you have no contact with the victim, no contact with any witnesses, and possess no weapons or firearms.
Yes, sir.
Good luck. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Ron Evans.
Mr. Evans, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for grand theft, motor vehicle. I'll appoint the public defender. Got a $1,000 bond. Good luck.
Your Honor, I have PC.
All right, good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Andrew Stewart Giroux.
Mr. Giroux, you're here for initial appearance. Been arrested for petty theft,
And
2 or more priors. From his affidavit, it does not appear, based on this, that he qualifies for the public defender.
okay.
Is that number correct, that number that you wrote on there? $1,500 a week?
Yes,
Okay.
I make $23 an hour, $23.50 an hour. I didn't have a calculator.
Okay.
I'm real close to.
Do we have a calculator up here? Got my phone. So do you know what your approximate take-home pay is a month? After they take out taxes?
He needs an estimated amount.
I make about, I'm almost $1,000 a week before
Yeah.
taxes.
Yeah, you don't, you're making, you make too much for the public defender, so. So you've been arrested for petty theft with 2 or more prior convictions.
Well, we did qualify Mr. Giroux for pretrial release.
Okay.
And the only,
In candor to the court,
Yes.
since the PD is not appointed, there's, the 2 priors are not listed within the affidavit. So state would ask that you just find PC for petty theft and to place Mr. Giroux on PTR.
All right, so I'm only going to find probable cause for misdemeanor petty theft. And I'll release you on pretrial release with the condition that you not return to the racetrack gas station, 6793 East Colonial Drive, while this matter's pending.
Thank you, sir.
And Madam Clerk, for just the M2 petty theft, that'd be 812.014 sub 3, sub A, as an apple.
Okay. Good luck.
Sir, very much.
Bonded, thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Michael Charles Green.
Mr. Green, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for failing to appear at your trial management conference back on March 29th. Charge of fleeing or attempting to elude. The judge set the bond at none. You've also been arrested for failing to appear for the same trial management conference on a charge of trafficking. And that bond is also set at none. Okay. Good luck. Okay, I'll appoint, Robert Harris, I'll appoint the public defender, stay the bond at $1,000.
Jumped to the fence and then was like scratching it.
I mean, the same thing, right?
I don't think so, I'll double check.
Good afternoon. Your name, sir?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Excuse me. Good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Juan Hernandez.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, you're here for initial appearance. Been arrested for burglary of a structure, resisting an officer with violence. And based on the amount that you wrote down as your take-home pay, is that accurate? Every 2 weeks, that's what you're taking home?
That's with overtime, and I also pay child support on 2 children. This is for the amount of $180 for one child and another amount for $150 for my second child.
Okay.
I work
So-
60 hours a week, just so you know.
Let's see, what is that fine? So, with 2 dependents, what's the max they can? Or let's say 5,000 a month. With, yeah, with 3. So 4,100. Okay, so according to this, you make too much to qualify for the public defender at this point. Looks like you do qualify for pretrial release. State, do you object to pretrial release?
No, Judge.
Okay, so I'll release you on pretrial release with the condition that you not return to the Solstice Signature Apartments.
Your Honor, can you allow Mr. Hernandez to return back to Wisconsin? He's here on vacation.
Okay. All right, so no return to the scene. I will allow you to travel out of state as part of your release.
Your Honor, so it also
Thank
asks
you,
for
Your
no
Honor.
contact with the victim.
And I'll order no contact with the victim.
Okay, I will do so.
Okay,
Thank you.
good luck. Good afternoon. Your name, sir?
Brian Jones.
Mr. Jones, you're here for initial appearance. Okay, you've been arrested for grand theft motor vehicle, possession of a firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon, carrying a concealed firearm, and possession of methamphetamine. I'll appoint the public defender. Bond set at $1,000 on count 1, $4,000 on count 2, $2,500 on count 3, and $1,000 on count 4. Order that you possess no weapons or firearms. All this matters pending. Good luck. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Robert Lee Jones Jr.
All right, Mr. Jones, you're here for initial appearance. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Been arrested for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, carrying a concealed firearm, possession of a firearm and commission of a felony, possession of MDMA greater than 10 grams, and sale or delivery of a controlled substance.
In Your Honor, defense would argue no PCS to the sale and delivery of a controlled substance. There is no indication that he sold or delivered any narcotics.
Your Honor, if State would ask that you find, if you are to find PC, you would find it for possession of a controlled substance with intent to sell. Given the amounts and the amount of baggies, there's no actual sale and delivery within the affidavit. So state would ask that you find PC for possession of a controlled substance with intent, which is 893.13 sub 1 sub A as an apple dash 104.
Do you have any argument as to that, defense?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so on count one, the bond will be set at $4,000. Count two is $5,000. Count three is $2,500. Count four is $5,000. Count five is $5,000. And count six, I'll find probable cause for possession with intent to sell or deliver, and that bond will be $7,500. Possession of no firearms while this matter is pending. All right. Good luck, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
My first name is Lanshay, and my last name is Lowe.
All right, Mr. Lowe, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. The bond set at $3,500. I'm going to order you have no contact with the victim and not return to the Quick Stop convenience store, 2015 South OBT,
Yes, sir.
while this matter is pending.
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
Your Honor, state would also ask for no weapons.
Yeah, oh, no weapons or firearms. Good afternoon. Your name, please?
Orlando's Massanutten.
Mr. Massanat, you're here for initial appearance in two cases. You've been arrested for aggravated, looks like 2 counts of aggravated assault with a firearm, resisting an officer without violence in one case. A second case, 2 counts of aggravated assault with a firearm. And I'll appoint the public defender in all cases. Okay, let's see.
I believe it's the same fact pattern in both. It was just one car with 2 victims and then the other car with 2 victims.
Okay. All right, so in 23 CF 6368, on the aggravated assault with a firearm, count 1, the bond will be set at $5,000. Count 2 is $5,000. Resisting without will be stayed at $500. Order no victim contact, possess no weapons or firearms, no return to the scene, 6526 Abbey Dale Court. In the second case, aggravated assault with a firearm, bond is $5,000 on count 1, $5,000 on count 2. Possess no weapons or firearms, no victim contact, no return to the scene, 6526 Abbey Dale Court. Good luck, sir. Shell bonded, thank you. Moylan bonded also, thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Maurice Theris Petithomme.
Mr. Petithomme, you're here for initial appearance. I'll appoint the public defender. You've been arrested for possession of fentanyl and possession of less than 20 grams of cannabis. Bonds $1,000 on count 1, $250 on count 2.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please? What's your name?
Nicholas Pimentel.
Mr. Pimentel, you're here for initial appearance in 2 cases. You've been arrested for 2 counts of possession of a controlled substance without a prescription and possession of cocaine. And you've also been arrested for driving with suspended license.
Yes, sir.
Let's see, let's get that, okay. All right, on the the drug case, the bonds are going to be stayed $1,000 on each of the 3 counts. So it's a total of $3,000. On the driving with a suspended license, the bond's $500. I'll appoint the public defender in all cases. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please? Excuse me, Mr. Singleton, you're here for initial appearance. Been arrested for fleeing or attempting to elude and possession of a firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Let's see.
We did qualify Mr. Singleton for pretrial release.
State what's your position on pretrial release.
Your Honor, state has no objection, but would ask for no weapons or firearms and no driving without a valid DL. If Your Honor is not inclined to put him on PTR, state would ask for bond and PTR, just so there is extra.
Excuse me. Defense, what's your position?
Your Honor, he qualifies for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release in this case.
All right, I'll release you on pretrial release with the condition that you possess no weapons or firearms. All right, good luck, sir. Good afternoon. Your name, sir?
Rudy Smith, sir.
Mr. Smith, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for burglary of a conveyance. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Bond set at $3,500. I'll take no action on the out on ROR. Order that you have no victim contact and not return to the scene, 505 Madrigal Court here in Orange County.
That was it.
No victim contact. All right.
Did you revoke the out on bond?
No, I took no action on the out on bond. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Brandon Walker.
Mr. Walker, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for possession of methamphetamine. Bond set at $1,000. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
Defense will waive, Your Honor.
Mr. Washington, I'll take no action on the 2 out on bonds. He's arrested for possession of cocaine, bond set at $1,000. Public defender appointed in all cases.
Defense will waive, Your Honor.
Mr. Winter,
Tisha.
I'll appoint the public defender.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I was making sure.
The,
Your Honor, I would argue no PCS counts 2 and 3. I do not see an indication of the possession of meth or drug paraphernalia mentioned in the affidavit.
okay, let's see. State?
State has no argument, Your Honor. We just ask for a due reset to tomorrow. As count 2 is an F2.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
State was just asking for a reset to tomorrow.
Okay.
If it was a simple F3 meth, state would just ask for an
So-
ROR, but it's an F2 because of the weapon, so state would ask for a reset.
All right, so, so count 1, the bond is 5,000. Count 2, the bond is 15,000. Count 3, bond's $100. We'll reset 24 hours to give the state a chance to supplement PC.
Your Honor, you're changing the bond amount to 15.
The possession of methamphetamine with a weapon is actually, it's a $15,000 bond.
Oh.
There's a bond correction.
Oh, okay, I didn't have it.
Yeah. Not on the standard schedule. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Timothy Woodard.
Mr. Woodard, you're here for initial appearance. Were arrested for failing to appear at your pretrial conference on May the 3rd this year on a charge of possession of cocaine. And the bond set at $1,500.
I'm just curious. Yeah, I want to ask a question, though. Okay. I want to know whether or not my bonds, are there any indications on record that my bonds been ever, is there any evidence that she actually took steps to, steps to address the issue why I missed court? So how do I talk to this person from in here? And when would this occur? You know for a fact that my bondsman did take efforts to.
Good luck, sir. We're in recess.
It cancels the plea out? Do not plea, reserve on restitution?
Seems like, yeah,
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Rafael Barrera, State Certified Court Interpreter, and I have been previously sworn.
Thank you. We'll see if we have connection.
Certainly, Your Honor.
See.
Your Honor, the interpreter can confirm the defendant is able to hear through the headsets.
Good morning, sir. State your name, please.
Ernesto Garcia Salas.
Ernesto Garcia Salas.
Sir, you're here for initial appearance. Case number 2023 MM325AW. You've been arrested for the offense of battery. It's domestic related. Okay.
Your Honor, we did qualify Mr. Yassi for trial release, and he does live out of state, so if he's trial release, he can plan a court that he's able to go back to California.
State, do you have any objection to pretrial release?
No, Judge.
All right, sir, I'm going to release you on pretrial release with permission to return to California. But I am going to order that you have no contact with Marisol Astri. She's not present this morning to indicate whether she wants to have contact or no contact, so I'm going to order no contact with her, maintain a separate residence from her, possess no weapons or firearms. Good luck, sir. No.
Okay.
No. Did he? I don't think he qualified.
Your Honor, the interpreter can confirm defendant is able to hear through the headsets.
Good morning, sir. State your name, please.
Fernando Ruiz Perez.
Fernando Ruiz Perez.
Sir, you're here for initial appearance. I'm going to. Okay, no, it doesn't look like you qualify either.
Legal status.
Yeah. All right, so you've been arrested in case 2023 MM3320AO for the offense of battery. It's domestic related. Here's based on his application, he does not qualify. He makes too much money. This indicates 700 with no dependents. State, do you have a position on bond?
State would just ask for a reasonable bond and standard conditions, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna set the bond at $1,000. I'm gonna order that you have no contact with Valini Centron Sanchez. Maintain a separate residence from her. If you were residing at the same address, you can return there one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. You're not to go back there alone. You're not to have contact with her. If she doesn't live at that Oak Ridge Road apartment, you can live there. Otherwise, no contact with her. Good luck. I think that's all we have, Mr. Interpreter. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good morning.
You too. Coming up, ma'am. Morning. Your name, please?
Tabitha Cook.
All right, Ms. Cook, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Your bond has been set at $3,500. I'm going to order that you have no contact with the victim, French Bradford. That you possess no weapons or firearms.
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Cody Barnett, sir.
All right, Mr. Barnett, you're here for initial appearance. It looks like you were originally arrested for 2 on-view violations of probation. And I see a note that looks like supervision may have terminated on the Osceola County case. And there's not a Broward County warrant at this time, so I'm gonna ROR you on these. So you'll be released without having to post bond. You're still on whatever the supervision is that you're on. It looks like out of Broward County. So good luck. Morning, your name, sir?
Chad Carr.
Mr. Carr, you're here for initial appearance. All right, looks like you were in the hospital. You were arrested for driving with a suspended or revoked license. One case, that bond is $500. were also arrested for fleeing or attempting to elude, failing to appear with another driving with license suspended charge. The judge set those bonds at $500 on each case. Looks like in that case you had failed to appear for a status hearing, Division 12, back in February. And the third case, you were arrested for fleeing or attempting to elude, trafficking in MDMA, possession of cocaine, possession of a controlled substance, and resisting an officer without violence. Okay. State, do you wish to be heard with regards to bond on the fleeing?
No, Your Honor, state will leave it within your discretion.
I am going to appoint the public defender in all cases to represent you. Defense, do you have a position on bond on the fleeing?
No, Your Honor, just a reasonable bond.
So on that, I'm going to set the bond at $1,000 on count one. On the trafficking and MDMA, that bond is set at $50,000. Possession of cocaine bond, $1,000. Possession of a controlled substance bond, $1,000. And resisting without violence, $500. Good luck, sir. You can step up, sir. Step up, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Your name, sir?
My name is Demarius Taylor, sir. How you doing this morning, Your Honor?
Good. I'm sorry, Michael Jackson? He refused.
Defense will waive, Your Honor.
All right, I'll appoint the public defender on Michael Jackson, stay the bonds $1,000 on each count. That's one case. The second case, I'll stay the bonds at $500 on each count. And third case, the threat to law enforcement, that bond is set at $500, and I'll stay that bond at $500. All right, so Mr. Taylor, you're here for initial appearance.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it looks like you've already seen the judge and bonds have been set on the escape and the trespassers. Hold on, okay, let's,
He has two fads, Judge.
oh, this was a medical, okay, all right. So we'll go through everything. So you were arrested for escape or attempted escape. That bond's been set at $2,500.
Yeah, we just,
Okay, I thought he said he had not seen a judge.
I'm good.
no, he was seen.
Okay,
Just your fads.
all right, so you've been appointed the public defender. You've got a bond on the one case. On the two out on bond cases, or one's an ROR and the other one's, looks like you just bonded. Those are two misdemeanor trespass. Okay, state you have a position on those.
Your Honor, I don't believe either has been filed, so state would request no action.
I'll take no action on the two out on bond or a bond and an ROR. All right, so you've got a bond on your one case, okay?
Sure.
I am going to order that you not return to the scene of the offense, trespass at the veterinary emergency clinic on West Colonial Drive. You're not to return there, okay?
I'm
Good luck.
Your Honor. So what are you saying right now that I have, not, and I'm just speaking of it so I can understand. I have the escape charge.
Hold on, let's not, you've got, today's an initial appearance, so I'll explain it to you, like, I understand that there was a medical issue, that's why you didn't come to court. Hold on, just listen. We don't need to get into whatever it is. You didn't come to court, the public defender was appointed to represent you. They waived your appearance, the judge set a bond. I'm gonna tell you why, but today's not a trial, today's an initial appearance.
I understand that.
Okay, so you were arrested for 4 charges. It's escape or attempted escape, that's one charge. Trespass in an occupied structure, resisting an officer without violence, and resisting an officer with violence. Okay, total of 4 charges. Bonds have been set, $2,500 on count 1, $500 on count 2, $500 on count 3, $1,000 on count 4. That's a total of $4,000 in bonds. The cases that you're out on release on, I'm not taking any action on those. So if you're able to post the $4,000 bond, you can bond out. I've appointed the public defender to represent you. order you not to return to the scene of the offense.
Okay.
So if you have a question, that's fine. But understand, you have the right to remain silent. We're not here to talk about what did or didn't happen.
I'm not
None of
sure.
that. Okay.
And I understand all of that.
Okay, if you have a question, I'm happy to answer it if I can.
Okay, once again, I've stated in my last time with this last case, Your Honor, I'm being harassed by these officers. And these officers are harassing me. The officers were called out not because I was being a problem, but because a car was following me. Somebody was following me. I stopped at the veterinarian clinic. I know all those ladies at the veterinarian clinic. I live in Oakland for over 20 years. I've lived there. I've watched these places grow from a child.
Okay.
And I know these ladies that work there. They didn't call out of fear for me or because of me. They called because of the people that was in the car that came into their parking lots.
Okay.
The Oakland police, they were totally disrespectful. They pushed me. It says in the affidavit.
If you heard what I said before, we're not here to hash out what did or didn't happen, and that seems like that's what you want to talk about.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay, that's what you're doing.
What I want to
Here's,
get to,
you need to address all that with the attorney that's representing you, not me.
all I want to get to, Your Honor, is that
Because you're not going to see me again.
Your Honor, all I'm asking for is could you do me this one favor? I keep telling the judges and everybody, I've been beaten badly. I've been beaten badly, Your Honor. And all I'm asking for is for a lower bond so that I can get out here and address it.
Your attorney can address that with the judge
Beaten by the
in the
police
division.
officers badly. Can I please get a lower bond, sir?
The bond it's already been set. I'm not going to lower the bond. The bond is what the bond is, okay? So I've appointed an attorney to represent you. You need to address that with the attorney. The attorney can file a motion with the judge that's going to hear the case.
24 hours, which they have a rule on 24 hours.
Yeah.
If a person sits in this judge's house 24 hours, I never told nobody to come down here and say that I had a medical problem or issue, I can come to court. I didn't tell no PD or no lawyer to do that. I got 24 hours and I'm supposed to be able to be released.
No, that's not, I don't know who told you that, but that's not what the rule is. You're supposed to be seen within 24 hours by the
Within 24
judge.
hours and I wasn't.
Because there was a medical issue.
I didn't say I had a medical issue. Somebody else just said that.
A medical professional said you had a medical issue. And now we're going in a circle.
Go that way, sir.
We're done. You have a bond. If you post a bond, you can be released. All right. Sir, you can step up.
Well, if they got a medical issue, why they put me on a Band-Aid and some Neosporin for my open wounds? I'm in jail 4 days with open wounds. I just call them medical, they won't give me no.
All right. I'm sorry, you said Atkinson?
Yes, sir, he's in the hospital.
He's in the hospital, okay.
Defense will waive the appearance, Your Honor.
So on Enos Atkinson, I'm going to take no action on the out on bond. State, you have a position on bond on the aggravated battery?
Just a reasonable bond, Your Honor, taking into account that she is pregnant.
Defense?
I would ask for a one-time return. I'm not sure if they reside together, but I would ask for a one-time return to gather any belongings.
And I believe DCF was also contacted.
All right, so all right, I'm going to set the bond at $1,000. I'm going to order no contact with Maisha Antoinette Clue. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement being present, cooperate with the Department of Children and Families, possess no weapons or firearms. Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Matthew Bryant.
Mr. Bryant, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested. Multiple charges. I will appoint the public defender to represent you.
And Your Honor, I would argue no PC as to the battery by strangulation. Based on the affidavit, there's no indication that the victim's breathing was restricted or impeded in any way outside of a blanket statement made by the officer at the end of the affidavit.
Okay, so we're going to go through each one of the charges, then we're going to address the your attorney's argument. So you've been arrested for battery by strangulation, battery with a prior battery, false imprisonment, battery, and possession of drug paraphernalia. All the battery charges and false imprisonment are all domestic related. Okay. State what's your position regarding the PC argument on the battery by strangulation.
Your Honor, state would ask for a 24-hour reset. It only states within the affidavit that I believe he grabbed her around the neck and threw her to the ground. There's nothing to indicate that her breathing or her blood flow was restricted. So state would ask for a reset as to count 1 to get additional information. But when setting the rest of his bond, state would just ask that you take into account his last conviction was a BAT DV1 prior, and it is the same victim, Ms. Haynes.
All right, and what's your position as far as setting a bond now?
State has no objection to you setting a bond now, and then if he doesn't bond, for him to be re-seen tomorrow.
Okay. And defense?
No objection to that, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to set a bond, and if you don't bond out, then you'll come back and you'll see me tomorrow, okay? So on count 1, the battery by strangulation, I'm going to set a bond at $2,500 on count 1. Battery with a prior, bond will be $1,000. False imprisonment, bond will be $1,000. The battery DV bond is $1,000, and the possession of paraphernalia, that bond is $500. I'm going to order absolutely no contact with Jennifer Haynes. Maintain a separate residence from her. If you have a shared residence, you can return one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. Otherwise, you're not to have any contact with her, no direct or indirect. Possess no weapons or firearms. Okay. All right, good luck. And on count 1, we're going to reset for PC tomorrow, if the defendant doesn't bond out in the meantime. All right. Good morning. Your name, ma'am? Ms. Carr, you're here for, I'm sorry, Mr. Carr. You're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for aggravated battery with a weapons domestic related. Okay. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. State you have a position on bond.
Just a reasonable bond, Your Honor.
Okay. Defense?
The same, Your Honor, reasonable bond.
I'm going to set the bond at $2,500. I'm going to order that you have no contact with the victim, Yisrael, if I'm saying that's not right, Emmanuel. No contact with the victim. Possess no weapons or firearms. You can return to the shared room at the hotel one time, but you have to go with law enforcement. You're not to go back there alone. Otherwise, not to have any contact with Mr. Emmanuel. All right. Good luck. Morning. Your name?
Antonio Grant.
Grant, you're here for initial appearance. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Okay. All right, you've been arrested for aggravated assault with a firearm. And let's swear in the witness.
Yes. Yeah, Andrew Diaz.
All right, Ms. Diaz, if I see you're listed as the victim here, if Mr. Grant is given a bond in this matter, do you want to have contact with him or do you want him to stay away from you?
I can have contact.
You have
I can have contact.
You want to have contact.
Mm.
Are you in fear of him?
No.
All right, State, do you have any questions for Ms. Diaz?
Yes, ma'am. Has anything like this ever happened before?
No.
If anything like this ever happened again, would you feel comfortable calling 911?
Oh, yeah.
Your Honor, State has no further questions. 1 second.
Does the defense have any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
and state what your position on bond.
Your Honor, say we just ask for a reasonable bond as he is otherwise entitled to it. He does, however, have a fairly lengthy DV aggravated battery history, and so we just ask that you take that into account when setting his bond. I believe Ms. Diaz was a state witness on one of the cases in 2020.
All right. Defense, your position on bond?
I'd ask that you set a reasonable bond and take into consideration that none of the batteries were ever charged, Your Honor. The only conviction he has is a petty theft from 2011. So I'd ask that you consider that and give a no hostile contact order based on the victim's testimony here today.
All right, I'm going to set the bond at $2,500. I'm going to order that you, I'll order no hostile contact with Ms. Diaz. I am going to order that you possess, in no uncertain terms, do not possess any firearms or weapons. All right? While this matter's pending. All right. Okay. Morning, your name, sir? What's your name, please?
In Liverpool, sir.
Mr. Liverpool, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for battery by strangulation and battery, both domestic related. All right, it looks like you do not qualify for the public defender to represent you in this matter. State you have a position on bond.
Just a reasonable bond, Your Honor. He does qualify for PTR and state has no objection.
Okay. All right, I'll release you on pretrial release with the condition that you have no contact with Miss Carroll, the listed victim, that you maintain a separate residence from her. I see you're from Tampa. If y'all reside together in Tampa, if she's living at a shared address, you're gonna have to live somewhere else. If y'all don't live together, that's fine.
Our ID says the same thing, but she has her own apartment. But our ID has the same address. She used to live with me.
Okay. You just have to live separately.
Yes.
Okay. So, so you're not to live with her. If you have a shared apartment, you know, I understand what you just said, but if you have one, you can return there one time with law enforcement to get personal belongings, but you're not to have any contact with her. You're to possess no weapons or firearms.
Thank you.
All right, good luck.
Yes, sir.
Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Mr. Smith, Quaylen Smith.
Okay, and Anthony Riva? Just checking the person before you. Anthony Riva?
Medical.
Medical, okay.
Until waive, Your Honor.
All right, so I'll appoint the public defender. State what your position on bond.
Your Honor, state would ask for reasonable bonds on all three counts, and ask that you take into account that the child, the 4-year-old, did witness it and did state it to law enforcement that daddy tried to shoot mommy. So state would ask that you take that into account when setting his bond, and DCF was also contacted.
All right, defense?
I just asked for a reasonable bond, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to set the bond on count 1 at $1,500, count 2 at $2,500, count 3 at $500. Order no contact with Ariana Merced, possess no weapons or firearms, comply with Department of Children and Families, maintain a separate residence, one-time return with law enforcement. Okay. All right, Mr. Smith, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for aggravated assault with a firearm and battery, both domestic related. Bless you.
Bless you.
All right, and I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. State you have a position on bond.
Your Honor, state would just ask for a reasonable bond on both counts.
Defense would ask for the same, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to set the bond at $2,500 on count 1, $500 on count 2. I'm going to order that you have absolutely no contact with Tissera, if I'm saying that right, Bailey, You're to maintain a separate residence from her. If she's residing at that Village Lake apartment, then you're going to have to live somewhere else, if that's where she lives. You just have to live okay. You just have to live separate from Miss Bailey. You're not to reside with her, you're not to have contact with her. If y'all were living at a shared address, you can return there one time with law enforcement. I see, okay, now I see it. You do not live together as a family, okay. So no contact with her, possess no weapons or firearms. Huh? Yeah.
Two.
All right, good luck, sir. What's that? Good morning, sir. Your name, please? You can come up.
Javon Thrillkill.
Mr. Thrillkill, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for obstructing justice by hindering communication to law enforcement and battery. It's domestic related. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. State, you have a position on bond, although it does look like he qualifies for pretrial release.
Yes, Judge, state has no objection to pretrial release and would ask that you set the bond because, or say the condition that DCF was contacted.
All right, defense.
Would ask for pretrial release, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Throko, I'm going to release you on pretrial release with the conditions that you have no contact with Ms. Johnson, the victim, that you maintain a separate residence from her. If you have a shared residence, you can return there one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. You're not to go back there alone. You're not to have contact with her. You're not to possess weapons or firearms. All right. Good luck, sir.
Yeah.
Washington is medical, so we'll reset Washington, reset IA within 24 hours of release. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Monique Anderson.
Ms. Anderson, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for battery. It's a domestic-related case, and we swear in the witness. I'll appoint the public defender also.
Yes, ma'am. Alex Zamore.
Okay, and if you could just speak up just a little bit, I know it's.
Alex Zamore.
Thank you, Mr. Zamore. I see you're listed as the victim. If Ms. Anderson is released in this matter, do you want to have contact with her, or do you want her to stay away from you?
Yes, absolutely. No, I want her to. I want to have contact with her. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Are you in fear of her?
Absolutely not.
Okay. State, do you have any questions for Mr. Zamore?
Has anything like this ever happened before?
No, ma'am.
If anything like this or anything more severe ever occurred in the future and you felt threatened, would you feel comfortable calling 911?
Yes, ma'am.
State has no further questions, Your Honor. She qualifies, and state has no objection.
No,
Vince, do you have any questions?
no, Your Honor. We just asked for pretrial release.
All right, Ms. Anderson, I'll release you on pretrial release with the condition you have no hostile contact with Mr. Zamore. Okay, if you get upset, you just got to try and walk the other way, okay? All right, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Defense will waive the appearance.
All right, Ms. Brewer will appoint the public defender and state you have a position on bond.
State would just ask for a reasonable bond, Your Honor, and standard conditions.
Okay. I'll set the bond at $500, order no victim contact.
And Your Honor, could she be allowed to return to Brooklyn as long as she maintains contact with her attorney and doesn't miss any court dates?
No objection to her traveling out of state,
Thank you.
as long as she keeps in contact with the attorney and doesn't miss required court dates. All right. Good morning. Your name, please?
Diana.
And what's your last name?
Davila.
Ms. Davila. You're here for initial appearance. been arrested for battery. It's domestic related, also simple battery. Appears that you make too much money to qualify for the public defender. State, you have a position on bond?
She qualifies for PTR. State has no objection.
All right, so I'll release you on pretrial release, ma'am, with the conditions that you have no contact with, it appears it's your sister, Claudia McGregor Grove. Maintain a separate residence from her. All right, good luck, ma'am.
Your Honor, I found 2 victims. Is it 2 victims involved or just the one?
Claudia and Callum.
Is there anybody in the gallery that wants to address the court? I just see somebody standing up. No? They're not here on this case? Okay.
Your Honor, we have a witness in the box.
Okay, all right. We swear in the witness?
My name is Lázara Morejon Quesada.
If you could speak up just a little bit, please.
My name is Lázara Morejon Quesada.
I believe it's Ms. Quesada, who is listed as a witness, not a victim.
Okay, all right. Do you have any questions for the Ms. Quesada?
No, Your Honor, given that she's not an alleged victim.
Okay, so it appears it's you're the
I am
you're
the mother, the boss, the
Of both of
Claudia
them.
Davila and Diana Davila.
Okay, all right. Defense, do you have any questions? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't appoint the public defender. Okay. All right, so you qualify for pretrial release, so I'll release you on pretrial release, which means you will not have to post a monetary bond, but I'm just going to order that you have no contact with your sister and that you maintain a separate residence from both her and it also appears, I don't know if it's your sister and sister-in-law or your brother or brother-in-law. I don't know exactly the relationship. So the other victim is Callum McGregor Grove. Appears to be Claudia's husband. Okay. Either they're visiting or they've moved from the UK. Okay. All right. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Morning. Your name, please?
April Harvey. April Harvey.
Thank you, Ms. Harvey. You're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. I'll appoint the public defender. And could we swear in the witness?
Raise your right hand, please, sir. Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do. Jonathan Chalmers.
All right, sir, I see you're listed as the victim. If Ms. Harvey is released in this matter, do you want to have contact with her or do you want her to stay away from you?
Yes, we can have contact.
Okay, are you in fear of her?
No.
State, do you have any questions?
Sir, has anything like this ever happened before?
No.
If anything like this or anything more severe ever occurs in the future, do you feel comfortable calling 911?
Yes.
State has no further questions, Your Honor. And asks for a reasonable bond and no action on her out on bond.
And defense?
No questions, Your Honor. We'd ask for a reasonable bond and no hostile contact, as well as no action on the out on bond.
All right, I'm going to set the bond at $500. I'm going to order no hostile contact with Mr. Chalmers. I'll take no action on the out on bond. All right, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Morning, your name, sir?
Alfred Henderson.
Mr. Henderson, you're here for initial appearance. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You've been arrested for a battery. And he qualifies. The state, you have any objection to pretrial release?
No, Judge.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to release you on pretrial release with condition that you have no contact with your sister.
Your Honor, I believe we have a.
Oh, okay. Snuck in. Okay. We swear in the witness, please.
Yes. Cassandra Henderson.
I'm sorry, could you speak up just a little bit?
Cassandra Henderson.
Thank you, Ms. Henderson. Ms. Henderson, I see you're listed as the victim. If and Alfred Henderson is your brother, if he's released, do you want to have contact with him or do you want him to stay away from you?
You can have contact. You can have contact.
Okay, it's kind of difficult to hear you. Okay. Are you in fear of him?
No.
No. State, do you have any questions for Ms. Henderson?
Has anything like this ever happened before?
No.
And if anything like this or anything more severe ever occurred in the future, would you feel comfortable calling 911?
Yes.
You guys currently live together?
Yes.
State has no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Defense?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to release you on pretrial release, sir, with the condition you have no hostile contact with your sister. So if you get into an argument, you just got to try and walk the other way, okay? Okay, all right. Thank you, ma'am. Morning, your name, please?
Mia Johnson.
Ms. Johnson, you're here for initial appearance. Been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
I'll appoint the public defender.
She qualifies for PTR, Your Honor. State has no objection. And DCF was also contacted.
Defense?
We'd ask for pretrial release, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to release you on pretrial release with the conditions that you have no contact with Larry Shepard.
What?
Okay. I'm going to release you on pretrial release, so you're not going to have to post a monetary bond.
Okay.
Okay. But there's going to be some conditions of release. One condition is that you have no contact with Larry Shepard. You're not to have contact with him.
Okay.
If y'all lived together before this happened, and if he's still living at that address, you're going to have to live somewhere else.
Okay.
If he's living not at the address, if y'all shared one, then that's fine. You're just not to live where he lives.
Okay.
Okay. Also, it appears the Department of Children and Families was contacted. You just need to cooperate with the Department of Children
I
and
was gonna
Families.
say, I'm sorry, excuse me. I was gonna say he lied in the report multiple times. So
Okay.
what am I supposed to do about that?
I've appointed you an attorney. I've appointed you an attorney, and you just go through that with the attorney, okay? All right. Good luck, ma'am.
They do have the same address. Can she have a one-time return?
Yeah, and they're a one-time return with law enforcement. Yes. That's correct. That's correct. All right, you can step up, sir. Good morning, your name, please?
Good morning, Daniel Rodriguez.
Mr. Rodriguez, you're here for initial appearance. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related.
State has no objection to PTR.
Okay.
Nor does defense, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to release you on pretrial release, so you're not going to have to post a monetary bond. But the condition is you have no contact with Colonis, if I'm saying that right, Cologne?
Calanis Marias.
Okay, so the alleged victim in the case, you're to have no contact with her, maintain a separate residence from her. If you had a shared residence, you can return one time with law enforcement. If y'all weren't living together, then that's fine. You just you're just not to live with her.
Am I allowed to, I'm sorry, am I allowed to grab my stuff with
That's
the
right. And so you can return to the shared residence one time. You can go with law enforcement. Don't go back there alone. Don't have contact with her, okay?
Sir.
All right, good luck.
Vance. I'd ask that it be reset.
Yeah, we'll reset within 24 hours of release from medical.
Is there a victim? I think there may be a victim. Where? I heard her checking in this morning. I believe there is. Is there anyone here for Jeremy Vance? Vance?
Angela Pena.
Oh, there's a
Ms. Pena, do you want to address the court? Okay, well then, you can step up.
Yes, ma'am. Angela Pena.
All right, Ms. Pena. I see you're listed as the victim actually in both cases.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I would like it to be known I wasn't informed that I was supposed to come to the first appearance, and would I have known, I would have asked for the no contact order to be removed. And I also spoke to the paralegal proceeding over this case recently, and he said he wasn't going to recommend charges being pressed against him because I let them know what was going on. I have an open case against my father that is still under investigation, and I've been speaking with the victim counselor for that case with my father, Natalie Garcia, and letting her know what's been going on. And also, my boyfriend is a key witness, and I've also had to get Adult Protective Services involved twice, and they're still currently involved. And I've been letting them know about the unsafe living situation I'm with my father, and how I've also found black mold in like my bathroom, and the garage is covered in soot. And my dad has been hostile and aggressive to both me and my boyfriend, and he's been spying on us and taking pictures and videos of us without consent. And this all happened before the incident back in February with my boyfriend. And he also threatened to shoot. My boyfriend caused him bodily harm. He's been threatening me as well. And so I'm
Well,
basically
let me just kind of jump in. Okay. If somebody's threatening you, you don't come to court and tell me about it.
All right.
You need to call law enforcement. Call the
I
sheriff's
understand
office or the
that.
police
I
department. You
was-
need to tell them about it.
Mhm.
Okay? But we're not here to resolve whatever's going on with you and your father.
I understand that.
Okay.
Mostly, like I said, I want to have contact with him again. I'm not afraid of him. I'm afraid of my dad, not my boyfriend.
Okay.
And like I
Nothing I
said,
can do about you and your dad today. All I can deal with is you and your
know
boyfriend.
that my boyfriend was a witness in the case mostly.
State, do you have any questions for Ms. Pena?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, do you have any questions for Ms. Pena?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I let the state attorney and the public defender and everyone know that I don't want to press charges. So they said they're going to have the charges dropped. So mostly I need the no contact order removed. How do I go about doing that?
Okay. If you have questions about the charges, you contact the state attorney's office. They're the ones that bring the charges.
Mhm.
State, do you have a position regarding contact?
You're on the,
Because initially when the
Ma'am, I didn't ask you.
I'm sorry.
I asked the state.
Your Honor, I do have notes from the out on bond case that Ms. Pena is also the victim in. She did contact the office in April requesting that it be dropped. It has not yet been dropped. So unless Your Honor is inclined to set that one at a no hostile, I'm not sure we can set the new law at a no hostile if that one's a no contact.
Yeah. Okay.
However, if Your Honor wants to amend the out on bond, state would have no objection given the victim's testimony.
All right. So do you have a position regarding the out on bond?
If you are inclined to amend it to a no hostile, state has no objection and would ask also for a no hostile. However, if you're not inclined to amend it, then would ask for a no contact.
All right. And defense?
Your Honor, I would ask for the same, a no hostile contact as to both the out on bond and the new charge. If Your Honor is willing, based on the victim's testimony, to amend the out on bond to a no hostile, I would waive his appearance today and ask that you set a bond and take no action on the out on bond given the victim's testimony here today.
All right, so in 2023, CF 3605, that's the out on bond. I'm going to amend that to no hostile contact. Otherwise, I'm going to leave the bond amount as is, as previously set.
What's the bond amount for this one? Because this is like the violation of the no contact.
Okay, I'll explain. So he's out on bond from last month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've amended that to no hostile contact.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, the amount that he's already posted for bond in that case, he's posted bond. I'm not gonna change that. That's the dollar amount doesn't change.
Okay.
Just the condition of no contact I'm changing it to no hostile contact. On the new case, the arrest from yesterday, I'm going to set that bond at $500. I'm going to order no hostile contact in that case also.
And I have a question. I would also like to be physically allowed to be around him
The order,
because I don't want to have to go through this again with my dad calling the cops on him. Because he's the one who called the cops.
I've got no control over what you do. I've got no control over what your dad does today. What's in front of me today is only Jeremy Vance.
I understand. I was just letting
the
it be
condition
known.
is no hostile contact with you.
Okay,
That means that you and him can't fight.
I understand.
So he has to walk the other way.
I understand.
It's not an order to you, it's an order to him. So
Your
it's a-
Honor, if I may, I also wanted to let it be known that he's changed and he's been making strides to look for work, and he also had a job at Dunkin' Donuts, but he lost a job over a technicality over $100 bill was that he wasn't supposed to accept, but it was fake. But he has been having side jobs under the table and still looking for work currently
Okay,
as
well,
well.
working
And
is
there
good.
haven't been any other incidents since the one in February.
Okay, all right, so it's a $500 bond, no hostile contact, and I've changed the out on bond. So if he posts the $500 bond, he's back out.
And if he
and
posts bond, he
and he
can
can
be
have
free to
contact
go
with
and don't have to worry about him having to come back or
He
anything.
can have contact with you, okay, but I can't,
And he can be around me as well?
yes, that's right.
Oh, thank God. I really appreciate you doing this for me, because like I said, it's been stressful for me.
I can tell, okay. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Desiree Ajakwa.
All right, ma'am, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested on I just have a face sheet. I don't know if there was a second page. Oh, just a fugitive warrant, okay. So it looks like you've been arrested on a Gwinnett County, Georgia warrant for, looks like robbery. So what's going to happen is I'm going to stay the bond at none. Somebody from the fugitive unit's going to come see you. I think they come on Thursdays? Okay. So they'll come on Thursday and they'll talk to you, not about the case, but they'll talk to you about whether you want to waive extradition or whether you want to fight extradition and give you those options, okay? And then if you want to, then normally what they'll do is they'll bring me the paperwork probably on Friday. And we'll see if it's something that you even need to come back and see me, okay? Okay. Good luck, ma'am. Ms. Roebuck refused. All right, this is on an Osceola County warrant. I'll stay the bond at $1,000. Waiver appearance. And who,
Letitia. It's for 60 days though, instead of 30.
Okay.
and who is this? Because I'm out of paper.
This is the add-on plea. I believe your JA set.
Oh, okay.
It's Mr. Cook.
Mr. Cook.
Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Yes, Daryl Cook.
All right, Mr. Cook. And what are we doing today? It's a change of plea?
Yes, state did convey an offer to Mr. Cook as an adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, no return to the scene, and to reserve on restitution for 60 days.
He would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest, Your Honor.
Do we know how much time he's got in? Just I'm not able to access that.
They didn't tell me.
Or 11? 5 days. Okay. What's that? Oh, he was ROR'd? Was he being held on something else?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right, so it looks like he was ROR'd on this case, so.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Cook, so it'd just be the 1 day today, credit time served. All right, so Mr. Cook, I've been handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the charge of criminal mischief. You'd be adjudicated guilty, be given credit for it today in jail. Order not to return to the scene, order restitution reserved for a period of 60 days to determine an amount, if any, and court costs, and I'll give you time to get all that stuff paid. That'll resolve this case today, and this case will be over with. Is that your understanding, and is that what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The other case that you're being held on, is that a violation of probation?
It's a failure to
No, it's a failure to appear, Your Honor.
Okay, so it's just another pending case. Okay. All right, Mr. Cook, I'm holding up the plea form. Say it again. Oh, he was ROR today. Okay, so that's 5. Okay, so it'll be 5 days credit. 35. 411.
I don't know.
Gotta get my 4s and 5s right. Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
35 days. I'm sorry if I misspoke. So I'll write that. 35 days. Holding up the plea form has your name at the top. Is that your signature at the bottom? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right, to that charge of criminal mischief, how do you plead? Guilty or no contest? I'll accept that. I'll adjudicate you guilty, credit for 35 days, order you not to return to the scene, order restitution reserved for 60 days to determine an amount, if any, plus the court costs. I'll give you 350 days upon your release from all incarceration to get the costs paid, okay? You've got 30 days to appeal. Any appeal must be in writing. All right, good luck, sir.
Thank you.
State, you ready on the 33-day motions?
Yes, Judge.
Got 23 CF 4667, Alhaji Mohammed Kaba Jr.,
Granted, notice of non-filing.
granted non-filing. 23 CF 4577, Dennis Radzikowski,
Denied, and information was filed.
that'll be denied. 23 CF 4484, Kevin J. Santiago,
Granted, notice of non-filing.
that'll be granted. 23 CF 4638, Giuliante Mitchell,
Granted, notice of non-filing.
be granted. 23 CF 4734, Ellis Chanel White,
Granted, notice of non-filing.
that'll be granted. 23 CF 4786, Nathaniel Jr. McBride,
Granted, notice of non-filing.
granted. 23 CF 4704, Kenneth Jean,
Granted, notice of non-filing.
it's granted. And 23 CF 2720, Andrew James Chavone,
Granted, notice of non-filing.
and that will be granted. Mr. Barrett. All right. Think we can start the second session in an hour? Is an hour enough time? No? 12, okay. 12 o'clock. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Kano.
Buenos días, señor Cárdenas Cano.
Go ahead and state your name and date of birth for the record.
Por favor, dígame su nombre completo y su fecha de nacimiento para que conste en actas. Despacio en voz alta, por favor.
Numa Alexander Cárdenas Cano, enero 13, 1983.
Clarification, Your Honor. Señor, repítame su nombre. No le entendí el primer nombre.
Numa.
Numa Alexander Cárdenas Cano, 13th of January, 1983.
Mr. Kano, you're being charged with battery, simple touch, or strike.
Señor, usted lo están acusando de un cargo de agresión física, tocar o golpear.
You qualify for pretrial release with the bond.
Usted reúne requisitos de la libertad provisional con una fianza.
That bond will be $500.
Será una fianza de $500.
However, you're not to return to 2184 Mallard Creek Circle.
No se le permitirá regresar al 2184 Mallard Creek Circle.
And no contact with Novio Flores.
No se le permitirá contacto con Novia Flores.
Court finds probable cause as well.
Y el tribunal determina que existen indicios razonables.
Thank you, Mr. Kano.
Gracias, señor Cárdenas Cano.
Next court date is on demand.
Próxima comparecencia cuando sea programada. Su señoría, la defensa está pidiendo que se le permita regresar una sola vez acompañado de un agente del orden público para recopilar sus pertenencias personales.
That's fine, counsel.
Está bien, licenciado.
Defendant will return one time with law enforcement to retrieve personal effects.
Se le permitirá regresar una sola vez acompañado de un agente del orden público para recopilar pertenencias personales.
All right, next case 23 CF 1443. State versus Juan Jimenez LeBron.
And the PD was approved for that. We did receive an application.
El defensor público fue designado, recibimos la solicitud.
Good afternoon. State your name and date of birth for the record.
Muy buenas tardes, caballero. Por favor, dígame su nombre y su fecha de nacimiento para que consten actas, despacio y en voz alta, por favor.
Juan José Jiménez Lebrón, 25 de octubre de 1988.
Juan José Jiménez Lebrón, 25th of October, 1988.
You're being charged with driving with your license suspended or revoked, and this is your third violation.
Se le acusó de conducir con licencia suspendida o revocada, tercera ocasión.
The court finds probable cause.
El tribunal determina que existen indicios razonables.
Defendant does qualify for PTR.
El acusado reúne requisitos para el programa de libertad provisional.
Court's going to grant the PTR, the direct PTR,
Se le va a otorgar los derechos de libertad provisional directa.
and with the conditions that the defendant does not drive without a valid Florida's driver's license.
Bajo las condiciones que el acusado se le prohíbe conducir a que no sea que tenga licencia válida del estado de la Florida.
Did you understand that, Mr. Jimenez LeBron?
¿Usted entendió eso, señor Jiménez Lebrón?
Sí.
Yeah.
That suspended or revoked mean you can't drive because you don't have a valid driver's license.
El hecho de que está suspendida o revocada significa que usted no tiene licencia válida para conducir.
Anything, state? All right, thank you.
Next court date
Gracias.
is on demand.
Próxima fecha de comparecencia cuando esté programada.
Next case, 2023 MM1137.
The PD was approved.
Se le designó el defensor público.
I'm sorry, Rosana Rivera Espinal. Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. State your name and your date of birth, ma'am.
Muy buenas tardes, por favor dígame su nombre completo y su fecha de nacimiento para que conste en actas despacio y en voz alta, por favor.
Roxana Maritza Rivera Espinal. Fecha de nacimiento es el 9 de septiembre de 1972.
Roxana Maritza Rivera Espinal, date of birth 9th of September 1972.
All right, you're being charged with battery, touch, or strike.
La acusan del cargo de agresión física, tocar o golpear.
Court finds probable cause.
El tribunal determina que existen indicios razonables.
And I understand the victim wants to give a statement.
Y según yo entiendo, la víctima quiere dar una declaración.
Madam Clerk, can you swear in the?
Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you will give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Usted jura solemnemente o afirma que el testimonio que usted dará será la verdad, toda la verdad y solamente la verdad ante Dios.
Go ahead and state your name for the record, sir.
Raymond.
Por favor.
What's your last name?
Omar Wete.
Your Honor, for the interpreter's clarification, is this witness requiring the interpreter as well as the defendant?
Are you requiring, do you need an interpreter, sir?
No.
No.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will go ahead and continue interpreting for the defendant.
Okay. Go ahead and state your name for the record again.
Diga su nombre para que... Diga su nombre. Your Honor, if the witness could allow the interpreter to interpret for the defendant, please. Por favor, diga su nombre para que conste en actas.
Just speak at a normal volume.
Raymond Omar Huete.
Raymond Omar Huete.
And do you have any comments about whether you want her to return?
¿Usted quisiera comentar sobre el hecho de que si usted desea contacto?
Yeah, I came here because I wanted to have a no contact for a week. My dad gave me a week at the house, and I don't really want her at the house for that week.
Yo estoy pidiendo que se le prohíba contacto. Your Honor, my apologies. The interpreter cannot interpret at the same time as the defendant or the witness is speaking.
Okay, so say, if you're going to say a statement and then wait for the interpreter to interpret and then finish it, or say the whole statement and then let the interpreter interpret. And you don't need to do it now. You just need to speak at a normal volume. Stop speaking.
Thank you, Your Honor. The interpreter will go ahead and render the interpretation. Estoy aquí para pedir que se le prohíba contacto. Mi padre me pidió que me podía quedar en la casa una semana y no quiero que él esté presente durante ese periodo de tiempo.
All right, thank you.
Muchas gracias.
State, you want to inquire?
Fiscalía quería preguntar, sí, su señoría.
You live with the defendant, correct?
Usted vive con la acusada, ¿correcto?
Yeah.
Sí.
And how old are you?
¿Qué edad tiene usted? 18.
And how long have you guys lived at the same residence?
¿Por cuánto tiempo han vivido ustedes en la misma residencia?
3 years.
3 años.
And you're going to be moving out this week?
¿Usted se va a mudar de la residencia esta semana?
Yeah.
Sí.
You would like the court to order the defendant to have no contact with you, as well as maintain separate residences, which should be approximately 1 week at the current residence you're at.
Entonces usted le está pidiendo al tribunal que le prohíba contacto, al igual que mantener una residencia separada durante esta semana que usted se va a mudar.
And
My apologies, Your Honor. The interpreter did not hear a response from the witness.
yes or no?
Yes.
Sí.
And do you know if the defendant has somewhere else to stay?
¿Usted sabe si la acusada tiene lugar donde quedarse?
I'm not sure.
No estoy seguro. ¿Está bien?
No further questions.
No tengo más preguntas.
Defense?
¿Defensa?
No further questions.
No tengo preguntas.
All right, thank you, sir.
Gracias, caballero.
All right. Defendant does not qualify for PTR because of immigration status.
La acusada no reúne requisitos para la libertad provisional debido a su estado inmigratorio.
The court's going to issue a bond of $500.
El tribunal va a programar una fianza de $500.
Defendant is not to return to the address.
Al acusado no se le permite regresar a la dirección de la residencia,
Located at 2238 West Roble Drive, Kissimmee, 34746.
que se encuentra ubicada en el 2238 West Roble Drive, Kissimmee, Florida, 34746.
She may return one time to retrieve personal belongings with law enforcement.
Puede regresar una sola vez acompañado de un agente del orden público para recopilar sus pertenencias personales.
And no contact with the victim, Ruben Huete, Huete.
No puede tener contacto con la presunta víctima, Rubén Huete.
Anything?
¿Algo más?
Thank you.
Gracias.
I did, I'm sorry. Court finds probable cause.
Y el tribunal determina que existen indicios razonables.
Next court date is on demand.
Próxima comparecencia cuando sea programada.
Next case, 2023 MM 1138, State versus Yesenia Rodriguez Ogando.
The PD was approved.
El defensor público fue designado.
Good afternoon, state your name and your date of birth.
Muy buenas tardes, por favor, dígame su nombre y su fecha de nacimiento despacio y en voz alta.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Yesenia Rodríguez Ogando, nacida el 7 del mes 3 de 1985.
Good afternoon, my name is Yesenia Rodriguez Ogando. I was born the 7th day of the 3rd month, 1985.
You're being charged with petty theft.
Se le acusa de hurto menor.
Court finds probable cause.
El tribunal determina que existen indicios razonables.
Defendant does not qualify for PTR due to immigration status.
El acusado no reúne requisitos para el programa de libertad provisional debido a su estado inmigratorio.
Bond will be $1,000.
La fianza estará programada en $1,000.
Actually, bond will be $500.
Bueno, de hecho será $500 la fianza.
Defendant will not return to the Walmart located at 3250 Vineland Road.
No se le permitirá a la acusada regresar a la tienda Walmart que se encuentra ubicada en el 3250 Vineland Road.
All right, thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Next court date is on demand.
Próxima comparecencia cuando sea programada.
Mr. Interpreter, can you make an announcement to see if anybody needs the services of the interpreter before you go?
Certainly, Your Honor. Su atención, por favor, si hay alguna otra persona presente que necesite los servicios del intérprete, por favor, alce la mano en este momento.
What was the last name, counsel?
Barahona Poveda. Andres.
Oh,
He's at
okay.
county.
Take that first. Mr. Interpreter, you still there?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
And Your Honor, to the extent that you do have a case number, I realize it's an out-of-county warrant, if you have that available.
Right, it is OCS, so Orange County Sheriff's Office, 230-29835.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is he already? State your name and date of birth for the record.
Por favor, dígame su nombre y su fecha de nacimiento para que conste en actas, despacio y en voz alta, por favor.
Andrés Mauricio Barahona Poveda.
Señor, despacio, por favor, repita.
Andrés Mauricio Barahona Poveda.
Andrés Mauricio Barahona Poveda.
8 de julio de 1974.
8th of July, 1974.
Mr. Poveda, you're here due to an out-of-county warrant.
Señor Barahona Poveda, usted se encuentra aquí debido a una orden de arresto emitida en otro condado.
It's out of Orange County.
Que proviene del condado de Orange.
All right. Bond is for the first, there are two charges, $1,500 each, for a total of $3,000.
Usted tiene dos cargos, la fianza será $1,500. En cada cargo, un saldo total de $3,000 de fianza.
You can bond out if you have the money.
Puede pagar la fianza si tiene los dinero disponible.
If not, we'll notify them and let them know you're ready for pickup.
Si no, le notificaremos al condado de Orange para que lo vengan a buscar.
All right, thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Mr. Interpreter.
You're welcome, Your Honor. You're very welcome. Have a good afternoon, Your Honor.
You too. All right, I still don't see the case numbers. I'm supposed to be calling. Okay. All right, 2023-00110948. And this is Otis Davis, Jr. State your name and date of birth, sir.
Otis Davis Jr., September 19th, 1980.
All right. You're here on an out-of-county warrant out of Orange County. The bond is $2,500. You can bond out if you have the ability to. If not, we will let them know you are ready for pickup. All right? Thank you. Next case, 2021 CF 0161840. And that is Steven Rodriguez. Go ahead and state your name for the record and date of birth.
Steven Rodriguez, January 28, 1976.
Mr. Rodriguez, you are here on an out-of-county warrant out of Orange County. There will be no bond. We will let them know that you are ready for pickup. Thank you. Next case, 2022 MM1713. And the name is Julian Bryant.
Your Honor, if we can get a reset, Ms. Bryant is detoxing currently.
Well, counsel, it's a no bond case. It's a violation of probation.
I'll be waiving her appearance at this time, Your Honor.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I'll be waiving her appearance at this time.
Okay. All right. It's a violation of probation, and there'll be no bond.
Next court date, May 18th, 2023 at 8:05 a.m. in courtroom 5B.
Next case, 2023 MM1134. It seems like we just did this. Alex Corchado.
PD was approved.
ahead and state your name and date of birth for the record, sir.
Alex Corchado, August 19, 1998.
You're being charged with battery, simple touch, or strike, and domestic, what, I can't see it. Right. Court finds probable cause. Defendant qualifies for PTR with bond. Bond will be $500. No return to 2020 Wally's Terrace in Kissimmee. And no contact with Yolanda Corchado. No alcohol, no drugs. And I believe this is, what is that? Okay. And random urinalysis testing. Thank you.
If we
Yes.
may, Mr. Corchado lives with his mom and now there's a no contact order. Can he have a one-time return with law enforcement to the home?
He may.
And gather his personal belongings?
Definitely, he may. Defendant will have a one-time return with law enforcement to collect personal effects.
Next court date is on demand.
2023 MM 1135, Moises Jimenez Torres.
PD was approved.
Go ahead and state your name and date of birth.
Moisés Jiménez Torres, 03/26/1989.
Right. You're being charged with resisting arrest without violence. Court finds probable cause. Defendant does not qualify for PTR because he's out on pretrial release. Court's going to grant a bond of $250. As far as the prior case, 2022 CF 3384, court's going to take no action. Thank you.
Next court date is on demand.
All right. 2023 MM 1139, two cases. And 23 CF 1444. The name is Michael Rosario. And state your name and date of birth, sir. All right, in the first case, you're being charged with resisting without violence. Court finds probable cause. Defendant qualifies for PTR with the bond. Bond will be $250. No return to 2783 North Orange Blossom Trail at Euphoria Nightclub. No drugs, no alcohol. Random urinalysis. On the second case, which is 23 CF 1444, you're being charged with burglary of a conveyance, solicitation for prostitution. Court finds probable cause. Defendant qualifies for PTR with a bond. Bond will be $5,500. Conditions, no contact. Okay, I'm sorry. On the first charge, it's, which is a burglary of a conveyance unarmed, was $5,000, and the solicitation, the bond is $500 for a total of $5,500. Again, conditions, no contact. With the victim. no alcohol, no drugs, random urinalysis. All right, thank you.
Your Honor, would you also consider adding a condition of no return to the location where this occurred, which is the Miller's Ale House at 2601 East Earl Bronson?
Counsel?
One moment, Your Honor, if I may. No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. Or we'll add the Miller's Ale House. Counsel, what's that address? Let me see where it is.
Your Honor, it's 2601 East Earl Bronson Memorial Highway.
All right. Got that, 2601 East Earl Bronson Highway in Kissimmee. All right. Thank you, sir.
Next court date for both cases is on demand.
Defense, anybody that we missed over there?
That's all we have, Your Honor. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you. Thank you, State.